Yo, what up, family? So, air suspension. In today's video, I'm gonna walk you through what I've been working on quietly in the background. Let's go. What up, family? So, this is what I've been working on in the background. My hair ride kit for the GS350. Full disclosure, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've never done this before. So we're going to learn together. Okay. So I've done a lot of research, talked to a lot of people who have air ride, to try to figure out what the best configuration is. I have ideas of what I want, which is why you see what you see in front of you. Now I'm going to explain what I have here by going over what I have here. Let's go. Lines. Water trap or water separator. Tank, pumps, fittings, thread locker, color that I want to experiment with, and Allen head bolts. Okay, this is a 5-gallon seamless tank. You notice that it's seamless because you don't see any welds on it anywhere. It doesn't have any brackets welded to it, anything like that. This is a tank that I wanted. So I bought this, didn't like how it fit in the trunk. So I went to a 3-gallon seamless tank. I bought this bracket here from Sadistic Ironworks. They provide different configuration where you can mount your manifold in the front, in the back. You can mount the compressors in the back, on the side. This is the setup that I wanted. This is the configuration I wanted. The idea is to mount this bracket here up underneath the rear deck where the subwoofer is. So when you open the trunk, ideally you'll see it kind of floating there. If I'm 100% honest with you, I don't love the manifold being here. I feel like it impedes the tank, so I might remove this and put it underneath the floor, which is where these bulkhead fittings come in, where I would run the lines up through the subfloor and into the manifold. All right, but anyway, let's go. So configuration is simple. I just explained to you why I mounted it the way I did. Let me explain to you why I'm using the things that let me explain what's going on here. So I have a 580, Air Max 580 pump here. I have a VIAIR 400 pump here. And here I have a VIAIR 444. Okay. I opted to go with this because it's black and this is black. So when it's mounted underneath the rear deck and you look in, the only thing that you see that jumps out at you rather is the tank. Everything else should blend in. That was my thought process. Okay. Back here, I have 2 large water separators or water trap, whatever you want to call them. Some people mount these on either side of their tank, I opted to mount it back here because it kind of streamlines everything. When you're looking at it from the front, you don't see a whole bunch of stuff, right? So that's why I did it that way. They have direction on it that lets you know which direction the air needs to go. So I have the two pumps plumbed into a T, and from the T into the water separator. From the water separator, it now goes over to one side of the tank. This tank has 6 ports. Okay. This side is where the air is going to come back out, go into the second water separator, and then from the second water separator directly into the manifold. From my research, you want to keep as much moisture or water out of the manifold as possible. And depending on where you live, what region, if you're in Florida, you probably don't need water traps. But I'm in Tennessee. It does get cold here. It does snow here. So I didn't want to take any chances. This tank has 6 ports. So this port I have directly underneath the tank to drain the water. I have a port here. There's a port up here. There's a port up here, and there's one down here. So up here, you see I have my, and none of this stuff is tight. It's just mocked up here for me to get everything looking the way I want it to look. And when it's all said and done, I'll disassemble all of this, mount this up in the car using the provided hardware. Right, so these, I'll drill holes in my rear deck. This will go up. I'll secure it with the nuts and washers provided. And then I will use these bolts that are provided and run them up through these various different holes into the isolators here. Okay. As I was saying. So I have the pressure switch here that lets the compressors know when to come on and off. This fitting is going into the water separator and to the manifold. This fitting is coming from the water separator from the pumps into the tank. This fitting is to drain whatever water collects in the tank. I'm going to put a fitting up here with a 90-degree elbow that allows me to use the tank like a utilitarian, right? I'll be able to air up tires, blow the car off or down when, if I get water somewhere or on it or something like that. Possibly even use pneumatic tools, but that's why you see this here. Now, I learned a couple of things in my research. I learned that the preferred method is to use thread locker, specifically for pneumatic fittings, over Teflon tape. Not to say Teflon tape is bad, but a lot of shops prefer to use the thread locker over Teflon tape. I'll probably be doing the same. Again, I'll show you everything, full disclosure, whatever mistakes I made, whatever I learned during this process, I'll let you know. Okay. And that's it. You're not going to see me install this in the car in today's video. I just wanted to show you what I was working on in the background. I have calipers for the GS350. I have fenders, side skirts. I have a front bumper, rear diffuser. I have wheels inbound for the car. What I want to do is get everything here and ready to go so I can knock the car out. This is a car that I drive on a regular basis. It's not a project car like the VIP GS. The VIP GS, as you can see, we're taking our sweet time with the car. Hawk, the owner of the car, we go back and forth about what he wants to do. He changes his mind about this and that. We're ordering parts. We're doing this. We're doing that. This is not the situation with the GS350. That car's not going to be down for a long period of time. So I want to make sure that everything is good prior to me putting it in the car, which is why I'm mocking everything up. I'm going to test it here, right? To make sure that the pumps work, to make sure that the pressure switch works to make sure that there's no leaks anywhere. And once I get this to my liking, I'm going to do the wiring harness for this, which brings me to my 2 relays that I have here. And I'll go into detail on that once I start doing the wiring. I'll do a video on me installing it, but I just, again, wanted to give you a sneak peek on what I've been working on. All right. So jump in the comments. If you have any good or bad experience with AIRLIFT, if you have any tips or tricks, anything that I could use while doing this, please share. If you don't like AIRLIFT and you like static, whatever it is, share it with me in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you guys are doing out there. But yeah, this is where we're at. Thanks for stopping by. Later.